Welcome to Tina Tries. Regular chess wasn't nerdy enough, so today we're making Star Trek's legendary 3D chess set. I'll show you how next on Tina Tries. This beautiful and nostalgic 3D chess set is today's easy-to-print project. This file is by Fertile82 and can be found on MakerWorld. This was printed on an H2C, an H2D, and an X1 carbon in translucent clear and translucent blue PETG, as well as a silver PLA and a gold silk PLA. This print took 10.5 hours to complete and used 351 grams of filament. You'll also need a set of different length M3 hex screws with nuts, an Allen tool, and some super glue. As usual, I'll link everything in the description below. Let's check out the build. Here are the printed pieces. Let's assemble this Star Trek chess set. It should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to glue all of my blue tiles into place on my translucent boards here, and then we're going to start assembly. I don't want to use miter apple on this because I know that the miter apple tends to turn translucent PETG a little bit yellow, and I don't want these to turn yellow. So I will be using regular super glue. There are 3 different types of tiles here. We have perfectly square ones. We have tiles with a little tiny cutout in the corner here. And then we have tiles with a much bigger cutout in the corner. On each of the big boards, you have a cutout where the big corner is going to fit in, like so. You're going to have spots where just a square tile will fit in, and then you're going to have spots around the middle of each board, including the little ones, where you're going to use a square with the tinier cutout in the corner. And those are going to rest against the spot in the middle where we're going to put the screws. I'm going to separate out my corners with the big cutout over here, so there are 6 of those. Then these are my tiles with the smaller cutout in the corner, and there are 14 of those. And there are 12 tiles that are just regular square. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in each of my cutouts and put the corresponding squares into each spot. So I'm going to start with one of my big boards. In the top right corner, I'm going to use one of my squares that has the big cutout. There we go. It is that easy. So I'm going to match up all of my little cutouts in here with the correctly shaped tile and glue those all into place. So there we have the first of our big boards completed, and I'm just going to do the same thing with the other 2 big boards. And there's board number 2. Moving on to the 3rd one. And there's our last big board. Next up, we have our 4 little tiny boards here. These are only going to use the tiles with the little cutouts in the corner here. All of them are exactly the same, so I'm just gonna add some glue, pop the tiles in, and we'll let those dry. There's the first one. There's the second one. The third one. And there is number 4. When you're gluing the tiles in, just make sure that you have everything in the correct place, in the correct orientation, because we are going to need to put screws through the middle of these. And we are all done with the super glue. I have a set of different length M3 screws with the nuts and some washers that go with it. These are hex screws. So I have my little Allen wrench right here. First step, we are going to attach our upright to our base. So the upright has a flat top here and a little bit of a flat spot on the bottom. We want these to be flat on the top, so you're gonna make sure that you're putting this on in the right way. You can't put it on upside down, it doesn't work. So to attach our upright to the base, we're going to use an M3 by 20 millimeter screw, and we're going to put this up through the bottom of the base first. Now it is out through our base here. I am going to put the upright on, and we're going to put one of the little M3 nuts in the top part here. There's a little recess here to put the nut in, so hopefully we can get this all lined up. All right, so once I see the top of the screw start coming through my upright, I'm gonna try and put the bolt on, and then I will finish tightening this. All right, I'm gonna leave my hex wrench on the screw and see if I can turn this with my needle nose pliers. There we go. So I ended up using my little forceps here to get that bolt firmly in place. It was a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it can be done. Next up, we are going to put one of our large boards on this bottom rung here. We're gonna be using a nut on the middle in the top here, and we're gonna be using an M3 by 12 millimeter screw. So this is gonna come up through the bottom of our upright here. So I'm gonna start the screw first, and then once I see it start coming up through the bottom here, I'm gonna put the board on there. So my screw is starting to come through here, and I'm going to put my plate on, line it up with the screw, and keep turning. Let's try to get the bolt on here a little bit before it gets too far. So there we have our first board in place. Now we're gonna do the second board. It's another big one. All of the big boards are the same, so it doesn't matter which order you put them on in. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna start screwing this in and put my board on top and then put the nut on. This one in the middle uses an M3 by 16 millimeter screw. Let's put the board on. And there we have our second level, and we're gonna put our top level on here. This time we're gonna use an M3 by 10 millimeter screw, and we're gonna do the same thing. And there we have our third level. As you go up, it is easier to get these attached to the board. This bottom one, just because of the angle trying to get that screw up through the bottom there, was a little bit awkward. But we now have 3 levels on our board. So we need our little tiny boards. There are 4 pegs. They're all the same size. We're going to put them on the front corners of the bottom board and the back corners of our top board. These are going to be attached with M3 by 8 screws. And again, we're gonna put these up through the board and put each of the pegs on top. I am removing the supports from each of the corners here where we need to put our little posts. So there are supports in each of the corners, but you don't want to take them out unless you're going to be putting these little posts on there. So I'm just taking out the ones that we need and leaving the other ones intact. Now we shouldn't have any problem putting these little screws in through the bottom and then attaching the pegs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get each of the 4 screws started, and then I will attach each peg individually. So one thing to keep in mind when you are assembling this is if you're gonna print your upright in silk PLA like I did, you wanna be very gentle and not put too much pressure on this because you don't want your upright to snap. Now I'm going to line up my pegs and screw these in from the bottom. Now we have our 4 pegs in place, and last but not least, we are going to attach all of our little tiny boards on top. These are also going to use the little M3 by 8 screws, and we are going to go down through the top of each of the boards and screw these on to the top of the pegs. we have our first little tiny board on there. It's a little bit tricky only because I'm trying not to put too much downward pressure on the board because I don't want any of it to break. Well, let's move on to the next one. And there's our second little board. There's our third board. And last but not least, let's do board number 4. And there is board number 4. So there is our completed Star Trek chessboard. That's so cool. Here is the completed 3D chess set. I have no idea how to play this, but the file's creator did include a link to the rules in the project's comments section. Here are my rankings for this project. Ease of printing. This one gets a 10. All of the necessary supports are already built into the file, and you don't need an AMS for this one. All of the pieces fit together straight off the printer, and you shouldn't need to change any of the other print settings. The only thing I did was combine some of the pieces onto one plate to cut down on the print time. I recommend printing the upright to hold the boards in PETG, as PLA is a little bit flexible. However, the PLA seems to be working just fine. This is definitely not a regulation-sized chessboard, so you may want to scale the file up. Just be aware that this file only scales up so far as the upright size is limiting, even on an H-series printer, regardless of how you orient the piece. This file also does not include the actual chess pieces, so I found some really cute and sleek pieces by Rye the 3D guy on MakerWorld, which I printed in the translucent blue and translucent clear PETGs to match the board. I will link that file in the description below. Ease of assembly. This one gets a 9. Assembly was really fun and straightforward. Just match up the tiles to their corresponding places on the board and glue them in place. The file's creator included a detailed picture diagram of how to assemble the set and where all of the different size screws go. It is a little bit tricky getting some of those screws in place, especially near the base, so I would definitely use hex screws so that you can use an angled Allen tool to get those into place. And remember not to put too much downward pressure on the boards as you're screwing them into place, or you might accidentally break your upright. I have always wanted one of these, and I love how this came out. It is super sharp. Now I just need to figure out how to play it. That's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking, sharing, hyping, and subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new episodes. I now have channel memberships active if you'd like early access to some of my videos, along with some other really fun perks. Let me know if you've ever played 3D chess in the comment section below, and I will see you on the next one.